You're tuned into news across the galaxy where they talk all things LA Galaxy with the Nag Boys. Let's start nagging.
Live.
Preseason is here, which means that the start of the season is just around the corner. This is News Across the Galaxy, where we talk all things LA Galaxy. I'm your host, Bryant, and right next to me, as usual, hello, Eddie. How you doing today, sir?
Doing all right.
You don't sound too excited.
I'm completely so jealous of Nala over here.
And of course, we have somebody still at the digs. They did not want to leave because they wanted to wait there till the season started. Edgar, how are you doing today, sir?
And I'm surprised I didn't fall asleep in the second half. But I'm still waiting for Gabriel Peck to show up. As you guys can see, I'm waiting out here, and I'm going to camp out in front of the dig until he shows up.
And on the ones and twos, Chuyaso. How you doing, Chewy?
Hey, what up? What up?
And last but not least, our special guest, founder of Comets SC. How you doing, Matthew?
Hey, everybody. Hey, thanks for having me, everybody.
Yeah, of course. So let's start off to talk about you.
Hey, take it easy. Bro.
I know. I'm over here breaking shit. What the fuck? Let's talk about you. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Are you from Los Angeles?
Yeah. I was born in LA. I grew up in Inglewood and Hawthorne. Galaxy's artist represent.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so I left the LA area like in my late teens, but then moved back in '01. I've been here since. Now I live kind of closer to like the Cerritos, Bellflower area. So yeah.
Can you tell us how you were introduced to the game of soccer, by the way? Because everybody has their own story, right? For some people, it's like a part of the culture. For some people, like me, for example, I'm from Nicaragua. Our sport is baseball, and for me, it was just my uncles watching the World Cup, and I was like, "What is this?" And I started watching it, and I fell in love with the sport, and I've been a fan ever since. So we were just curious, like how was your introduction to the sport?
Yeah, good question. And mostly just being immersed in it, like in my neighborhood growing up. When we went out to play at recess, we played soccer. A lot of my friends are Latino. Hawthorne back then, especially, it is. It's like a very mixed, it's a very diverse neighborhood. Like I had all kinds of kids, but they're probably like Black and Latino kids. So yeah, I learned from my friends. My best friends growing up were Mexican, Dominican, El Salvadoran, and that. So yeah, that's what we all did. We all talked about, and they kind of immersed me in the game. And then of course, like I was around 10 when the World Cup happened. So that was here, in '94, and of course that just kind of took my interest in that and like exploded it in that. But still, I think for a lot of if you didn't like absorb the knowledge of the game organically from a parent or something like that, it was still very much like I never really understand. And later, like club soccer, and then like the Galaxy and MLS kind of came along, kind of helped me understand that, if that makes sense.
Chewy. All right. So you grew up playing it from a very young age, and what was your first introduction to the LA Galaxy in particular?
Actually, let's keep the origin story going. I don't know. Did you have a club that you followed before the Galaxy? Obviously, the Galaxy didn't come to play until '96, and you said you started watching the World Cup in '94. Was there a club or national team?
Oh no, we lost.
No. We
It
lost
dropped.
them. Oh no!
No.
I blame the storm.
Wah, 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 wah.
Everyone just freeze.
What was that one challenge where you just freeze?
Stop, fool.
Oh.
Everyone-
Oh, you're not supposed to talk.
Yeah.
My
You,
bad.
you already know Brian can't stay still. And you still make
Shit,
him
know
stay
that
still.
already.
I guess I'll give my origin
Wow.
story to Maya sometime if you'd like to hear it.
Does anybody in the chat want to listen to Eddie's origin story? No. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead, Eddie.
Well, Nicaragua boy over there got to tell his story.
Go for it.
Anyway, good. Take him off the camera.
Damn.
There we go.
Wow, thanks guys.
So, the funny thing about my story is that I didn't like soccer at first because my first experience was so bad. I was a little kid. We went to actually, I did like soccer, and then I hated it for a second because we went to a Gold Cup final. It was like raining. I was little, and like in the Coliseum, they were like pushing and fighting in the tunnel. I was like, I freaking hate this. I was all scared.
This is stupid.
Yeah, this is stupid white people fighting. It's supposed to be fun. Let's get my cotton candy. Let's go home.
Was those times when the double headers would happen?
Yeah, and it was Guatemala, U.S. I think the other one
Yeah,
or some shit.
I remember those. Those
the
were
U.S.
pretty good.
won. I think Mexico beat Brazil, something like that.
Oh, you were at that. That was '98, I think.
Nah, it had to be before that.
Nah, that was. I'm pretty sure it was like '96, '98.
No, it wasn't because the Galaxy made me fall in love with soccer, and I had a '96 jersey. So
So it was '96.
Mm.
'96 Gold Cup, man.
You're lying, fool.
We got Matthew back,
I'm just
though.
glad Matthew's back. 'Cause I won't have to
Matthew
listen to
Zerg,
Edgar
what's up,
anymore.
Matthew?
We got him back.
I think.
I think.
I think Matthew froze again. It's that storm that's coming in.
Everybody.
Well, we're
man.
playing freeze tag with Matthew over here.
Yeah. Anyways, so that was my story.
Now we got him back. How you doing,
There it
Matthew?
is.
Whoa.
My story bored him. That's how he got stuck.
No, I was actually
See?
Yep.
And he started talking about my
Oh,
story.
no.
Frozen again.
Frozen
We
again.
lost him again.
It's okay. You'll figure it out.
super laser focused. I was really keyed into what you were saying. Oh,
It still freezes.
Dude, next time, bring him to the studio, man.
Good thing it's preseason, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
it's
all
preseason. We
before.
oh,
got to work out all the kinks.
No. What about now?
Kind of sort of.
Again.
Well, Matthew, if you can hear us, I don't know if you want to take a second to reset your router or something. We'll stall here. We have stories for days.
Yeah, let me-
I could put people to sleep. You know, I'll buy you some time.
Yeah.
What about your stupid ass story, Brian?
All right. So my stupid ass story starts when I was 7 years old.
Anyways, Edgar, how are you?
I'm all right, man. It was nice to hang out after the game, right?
It was.
Well, let me ask you guys about that. The environment of the tailgate or whatever you guys saw at the game today.
Well, I got there. I think. Well,
Oh,
me
no,
and
we
Edgar
lost him
got there.
again.
Yeah, he's gonna reset his router. I think he said he's gonna do that. Yeah, me and Edgar got there about the same time. I want to say, right? Maybe minutes
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah.
And I didn't have much time. I kind of went straight in. I went for my towel. The towels are dope, by the way. Huge. I don't know. I don't know how it qualifies as a towel. That material is not something I would dry my skin.
It's more
on.
like
It's not gonna
a
dry.
throw.
It's something
like a
you should just
thrower.
put around your waist with nothing at all. Nothing at
Yeah.
all. Nothing at all. See?
Damn you,
Nothing at
sexy
all.
Flanders.
The line moved fairly quickly. Before we get to the game, what other stuff? The merch. We guys saw the merch. There was So my birthday is in 2 weeks. If anyone would like to buy me the burgundy Polaroid jacket, I will accept it in large or XL. Again, Polaroid burgundy jacket, large or XL.
There we go.
I hope that was for yourself because you failed.
And as we all know, like these games, they're like dress rehearsals, and so like you can't really take everything seriously. But it still feels kind of like,
Let
you don't
me.
have the
I
100%
actually like that
energy.
gray jersey they were wearing.
Oh, it's
Oh
cool.
yeah, it was
What-
it was cool.
let me
It's
ask.
nice.
Let me ask the chat a question before we go on, because I think we all feel the same.
All right.
That 1 o'clock, and with it being 1 o'clock game and the weather, wasn't it a weird feeling? Like I think
It
after we
was.
left and hung out, I didn't even well for you to drive, but it almost feels like I didn't go to a game at all.
No, it was actually, yeah, it was kind of weird. I remember we were running into people and they're like, "What's the matter, Edgar? Like, wake up!" I was like, I don't know, it just feels strange. Like I like we like you really weren't there or something, but not in a drug induced way.
No. Boo.
Oh, actually,
Right.
I think
Not
that's.
in that way. Uh-huh.
Not in that way at all.
I feel like this is
It,
actually
no,
spot on.
it was
Logan
just a
Jones says,
strange because it's like it's not even the regular season, so like I mean the supporters group brought it. They the people that were there were definitely on point. They were getting back into drumming and singing and chanting, and so that was nice. But the crowd was just kind of just sitting there like, hey, we're at a game, and yeah,
"Yeah." Logan Jones said it best. I think if it says it felt like a hangout.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it is
I think
preseason. What is there to get up to? Get up.
But it was the most pre-seasoning, seasony feeling preseason
in
game
a
I've
long
ever.
time, right? It was yeah, because in previous years you're like, all right, we got something to look forward to. Let's get pumped up, boys. And then this time you're just like, oh hey, what's up? How you doing? High five, high five. Okay, there's a game on. You watch the game and you're sitting there like, so how was New Year's? What'd you do? And before you know it, somebody from St. Louis scores, and you're like, oh okay, we're not missing anything here.
I mean, it could also be the lack of signings
Yeah,
and
definitely. I
the point
think.
that Pooj didn't play today. We didn't get to see Peck. I mean, people aren't really gonna get up to go watch. What is it, Tucker Lapley? Who
Hey,
we'll talk
hey,
about him later.
Hey, take it easy, my friend.
But it could have been that. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people still excited to go to this game in particular, just because you haven't been able to hang out with the people that you usually hang out with in these type of games. So just seeing some familiar faces, I would have thought that it would have been a
well
better
that's
environment.
Talk about familiar
that's
faces.
that's it.
What's up, Matthew?
Does it work this
Welcome
time?
back. Welcome back.
Hey, we're gonna see how it works. All right. I think my kid is like streaming Puss in Boots too, and I have
Oh,
the I was like, now you got to get off of that. It's
no, it's totally understandable. Puss in Boots is
got to
very
be a
good.
'90s
Very,
night.
very
No internet.
Nobody answered the phone.
Oh, hang up the phone.
Yeah,
Huh?
exactly. Yeah, totally one of those.
So go
So
ahead,
we'll
ask
see
your
if that
question
helps
again.
out.
Oh yeah. So we're talking about your origin story. How you got into soccer. You mentioned experience '94 World Cup. Obviously the Galaxy was started in '96. Was there a club or national team that you followed before the Galaxy came into existence?
It was mainly the national team. So I was like pretty obsessed with the national team. Again, I had friends that like were Chivas fans or America fans, but I didn't really watch a lot of Mexican soccer. So I would kind of get excited about it because they were, but I had never really, again, the idea of like club soccer was kind of strange to me still, just weird. It's kind of weird to think back of it then. Then, obviously I was really a huge fan of Kobe Jones. So for me, I was still going out there and playing, and and everyone accepted me. It was never really, I never had a lot of issues, on rare occasions. But still, I was like a lot of times the only black kid out there. So to have a black guy on the national team, that was good and that had swagger and stuff, was really cool. So then when he came to the Galaxy, then that kind of clicked in my head, like, okay, I kind of see the idea of like, because even in that era, a lot of those guys only played for the national team and stuff. So it's kind of helped me get that idea of like club football and everything. But I still, even then, like I probably didn't become like a serious Galaxy fan until around like '05, '06, when I started to like come to games regularly, and that I really kind of get into more like the fan culture and getting it into used to like showing up to games all the time and
It's interesting to hear you say about how a lot of times you're the only black kid out, playing on the field. Um, remember when the times I've read about the U.S. national team in years ago, like especially because they made their big splash return in 1990, and in the build up to that, they were having training camps, right, preparing for the big tournament. The U.S. had never been there. Hadn't been in 40 years, right, and in modern times, and so you had all these guys coming from the East Coast, from the West Coast, right, and from the point of view of Desmond Armstrong, who was one of the great players from that era, who happens to be black, he said like it was really strange for me to like show up to a training camp and I'm looking around the field and like, hey, there's another black dude over there. So he went over and it was Jimmy Banks. And he goes up to me, he's like, what's up? He's like, what's up? And they kind of dap each other up, like, hey, I'm not the only one here. That's right. And then you look at the roster now, and I mean, our captain's black, Tyler Adams, right? And then you have all these amazing players that have contributed so much to the game. And it just shows how much the sport has grown, where it's not just, kids from the burbs who can afford, to go to a really pricey academy, but now it's starting to really touch every niche and corner of the country where you have people that weren't probably never thought about it as like a sport that they could follow for a lifetime, but now can consider it a career. And just before I get back to you, I have a friend, for example. I think I mentioned this before. I have a friend who I grew up with here in LA. His name is Ivory Covington, and he and I were really good friends in junior high. And he was really quick kid, very fast. And me and my buddy Brian and him were always best friends. And we always hung out together. And me and Brian were a little slower. So when like the older kids would chase us, and they would, they would catch me and Brian, and Ivory would take off, right? And he ended up moving to Georgia with his family. And when he was out there in high school, he ended up becoming Georgia State Player of the Year as a cornerback for his high school. And all these years later, he has a couple of children. And is he still there, by the way? Did we lose him?
No, you
Keep
good?
talking.
In Georgia?
You're good.
Hey, you're not that boring.
No, Matthew. He froze. I think he froze. Oh, we lost him.
Anyway,
it.
finish
It's
your
our
story, Edgar.
storytelling, bro.
All right,
It's our
I'll finish
Yeah,
my
that-
story. Okay. So anyway, so my friend Ivory, I've been kept up with him all these years, and so a couple years ago, we got around talking about what his life is has been since then, and then he tells me like, yeah, I got a couple kids that are in the Atlanta United Academy. So I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome. And one of them is actually really good. Is Ivory Covington Jr. And I think he might end up playing for the senior squad at some point. So anyway, he told me, you know what? I'm a small guy. I was a starter at Notre Dame when I was in college. My first couple of years, but there's no way I was ever going to cut it in the NFL. I really wish I had known about soccer when I was younger, because I think I would have followed that as a career instead. So anyway, Chewy, you were saying? This feels like the game, dude. It's like, all right, we're here, let's go. And
Form.
Yeah.
I can't hear Brian or Eddie now.
No, that
Oh,
we're truly
there
in
you go.
preseason form because everything that we did not want to go wrong is going wrong currently. And so now we got to just make up shit so we can get our guests back in here and actually get to talk to them. But anyway,
How do you know we're live?
testicles.
Because Edgar's cut in half. That's how you know you're alive.
See-
We're working on a solution here to get Matthew back on here.
Yeah.
'Cause obviously the internet's not cooperating.
And so, anyway, the feeling around the stadium, you guys were there watching the game. Is there anything that stood out to you guys as far as, well, not game-wise, like around the stadium, anything
Oh, yeah.
new that you guys saw?
I was getting that some more housekeeping. One thing I noticed, me and Edgar noticed, and we asked our friend Diego and Guti, the PA system. It's either louder, it's bassier, it's a party in that bitch.
Yeah? The music was cool?
Definitely got more bass to it too.
Well, I'm guessing that they're going to use that for all the goals that we're going to score this season. They're going to be ready to play all the what is it? The Brazilian beat, Afro beat, yeah,
Samba?
yeah, samba, whatever it is that
Yes,
Gabriel
Samba.
Peck likes to listen to.
A little bossa nova. You mean the girl
all
from
I got.
Capo?
Yeah. Oh no, I got one more. I might be wrong. Banana way, banana way, banana. If you understand that, you're as old as I am.
I'm sorry. We're sorry for what Eddie's doing.
No, you guys, nobody. Somebody in the chat or somebody here. Edgar knows where that's from.
Edgar
Don't
does not
answer
know.
it.
Cool
But
runnings?
Just say yes or no, Edgar.
Yes.
Okay.
He doesn't even know, bro.
Hey, Chewy, get
I don't
out
even
of the
know
way.
what the
What's
hell
going
you're
on?
talking
with
about. I just said yes.
Hey, fix my friend, fool.
I'm over here trying to do the Bluetooth over here.
I'm over here in half, bro.
Just scoot to the right.
So if you
And
are,
Chewy's like,
there it
for
is.
my next magic trick.
Fix it.
Here,
Scoot to the right or to the left.
All right.
Choose one.
I'll give you the hack,
let me
Chewy.
see.
No.
Just-
this way.
Turn
Hold
on.
on.
Should I go this
Show your
way?
view and zoom.
Hold on. I know.
And then there you go. Watch it. Give me double S. One button. See, ladies and gentlemen, I told them how to fix it live.
Live on.
Man, Matthew deserves better than this.
Yeah, well, internet is being whacked, bro.
Yeah. What can we do? Let's
I know.
step it up, internet.
All right.
We're trying to get him
Let me
back on
ask
though as
him
soon as
if he-
possible.
Can we get phone lines open for him?
Yeah, we're
I-
gonna try to get that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm
let
messaging
me
you
see.
right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
All right. Well, anyway, back to my
Oh,
origin
yeah, so
soccer
the P-
story.
So the PA store. So the PA system was definitely louder, better. You know, I didn't check the prices in the concession.
Excuse me.
I don't think any of it. You didn't buy nothing either, huh?
Nah.
So was there supposed to be like a change? In
It's
No,
probably
no,
still
it's-
expensive.
Yeah, I mean, obviously still expensive, but I wonder if it went up. It's only gonna go up. I don't think it's ever gonna go back down.
$30
Yeah,
a
no.
meche.
Dude, it's what, 28?
Yeah,
Right? It's $28 for a Minche. Fuck that.
Wait, is that for the tall boy?
yeah.
Well,
It's
they
a-
only sell tall boys now.
It's 22 just for the
Jeez,
regular
I thought
beer.
about getting one of those too. And then I was like,
Hey, Spenny knows where it's from. Hell yeah.
Spenny doesn't know shit.
You win a whole lot of nothing, Spenny. Congrats.
Thank you for joining us, Spenny. Unfortunately, our guest, his internet is not working. But we're gonna be gone. Anyway, I think those improved PA system is gonna. Well, because I don't know if you guys checked out the VAR call, and so now the new thing is
The
that
what?
the referees
Oh
do
yeah,
their VAR calls.
We'll get to that. Actually, hold that thought.
Okay.
Hold
oh
that
my
thought.
god,
Well, it
the
could,
referees.
Hold on, yeah. That's let's make
Yeah,
that part of
but
the game.
we'll talk about it later.
Because there's a particular call where that comes into play, and then not till later, I was like, oh,
That's what they have
That's
here.
why it went that way. Oh yeah, they played Fisher, which was cool,
yeah.
and the new PA system.
So it bumped.
I connected to their Bluetooth. I was like, hey, let me get the Bluetooth.
Let me
connected.
get your, let me make the chord, bro.
Yeah.
Get this fire ass mixtape.
I know. Chewy,
Yo.
just want to let everyone know it's your fault.
It's all your fault.
I'm
Hey.
stalling, bro.
It was raining over there in where I'm from. I'm from Torrance, so it was raining when I came over here. So I don't know if it got worse, and it's just coming over here. I don't know.
Hey, Chewy, I have a question. You say you're from Torrance, right? And he's from.
I'm from
and Maxine's
Texas.
From Hawthorne.
He's
I mean, but you know,
he's from the
Hawthorne?
Downey Cerritos area.
No.
I'm just saying Torrance, Hawthorne. You know, I know they're rivals. You know, so
Oh, I don't know,
No.
bro.
I don't know, man. Are you
I don't-
sure you're not doing this on purpose? You're not the one freezing him?
You know, I don't know about gangs and stuff like that here from LA, right?
Oh,
I wasn't born. I wasn't born and raised in California. I was born and raised in
Just saying.
Texas. I know more about narcos than I know about gangs.
All comments made by Chewy.
Oh,
do not
oh, man.
reflect the rest
Hey,
of
Eddie.
News Across the Galaxy. Huh?
Eddie, yes, Penny's calling you out on that luxury tax idea. He says, "Explain your stupid luxury tax."
Eddie needs to
idea."
be drunk to explain it, sir.
Nah, you can do it. sober.
32-ounce soda was $10.
They the free refills at least. Dude, if charge me $15 for a soda, and I'm okay if free refills. And you know, we're
Maybe
good.
Colin says Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected to Eddie's iPhone.
Oh.
That's I'm more offended by that than spinning.
All right, let's take it one more
'Cause
time with
me,
Matthew. So we
iPhone?
can get him on.
It's connected to Eddie's new Vision Pro.
Whenever Spenny's on the show, we'll talk about luxury tax because we're gonna hang that.
Welcome
over his head
back, Matthew.
Until he makes it on.
Third time's the charm, baby.
There it is.
That's right.
Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight.
Let's
This
go.
has been a lovely show.
So, Matthew, I don't know if you heard the rest of my story about my buddy there, or you.
No, he's gonna freeze again, Edgar. He's gonna freeze. It's cool.
No, that's the worst part. Is I really want to hear what you guys are saying.
Well, here it is again. Go ahead, Edgar.
Where did I leave off?
No, you guys were chasing. Getting chased.
Oh yeah. The older kids would chase us around. Anyway, my friend Ivory, he was always quicker than us, and when his family moved to Georgia, just out of the blue, from one day to another, he said his dad got a job, so they had to move to Georgia, and so he went out to live out there, and he ended up playing quarterback for a high school, and he became one of the best players there, and Georgia State Football Player of the Year in 1994. Ended up going to Notre Dame as a starting cornerback as a freshman, which was fantastic, but he was always a small guy, like very small, skinny guy, and just not built for the NFL. And so, all these years later, we kept in touch, and he mentioned to me how he has two kids who play for the Atlanta United Academy. And then he told me, I really wish that I had soccer as a kid, an option, because I think I would have pursued that much more than a football career, because one, it's safer, and two, I just felt like I was built for that. And like his kids, you watch his kids are really good, especially his oldest. I think his oldest kid might end up with the senior squad at Atlanta. So just an example,
amazing,
right?
man.
And I don't have to explain it, but yeah, my friend Ivory is black, so like I said, it just shows that the sport is growing, and when we get different people to come in and ex- expand, into the sport, and get more interested into it, I think as a whole, MLS will get better, and I think the U.S. national team will also get better, because you're gonna start to get kids from different parts of the country where, it gives them an option to do something amazing with the sport.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
So let's get into the origins of Comets SC. This thing's not.
This is why we do it before.
Well, it like moves.
So, Matthew,
It's
we're
3
all
points of
wondering, like,
contact. It has to move.
Go ahead, sorry.
yeah, we're all wondering, Matthew, what encouraged you to, form Comet SC?
Yeah, that's a great question. I just want to get asked a lot. It's one that I ask myself a lot, honestly. And so, coming into 2023, there was the fan boycott. So about me, like I've been a season ticket holder since about 2014, I think. And so, I'm one of those people that's always dialed in. I listen to you guys. I listen to Guestman, all the podcasts and that. So, when they talked about the boycott, I was all in like everyone else. And I was really proud of the supporters groups for kind of taking that stance. And I think no one knew how far that was going to go, right? Or the outcome of that was going to be. So I think the fact that it actually worked, there was kind of this euphoria around that. And even though obviously we didn't get the results we wanted at the end of the year, I think there's a real positivity because of that outcome. And I think, and so for me, just as an observer, as someone that's been in the stadium, and that someone that's kind of sat with the supporters groups at one time or another, at, my time as a Galaxy fan, like I've always kind of admired the supporters groups. And I guess it was just that energy, that positive energy, kind of with Klein, leaving, it really kind of spoke to me. And I'm also aware of some of the other Black-led supporters groups or other people in kind of the Black soccer space in general. So it really kind of inspired me of like, yeah, let's kind of create a space like that here. Like, I feel like our supporters groups, just like the Galaxy, hold themselves to like a standard of excellence. And so it was kind of like that for me too. It's like, yeah, I want us to kind of have the best supporters groups, just like, we want to have the best team, we want to have that like 5-star team. So it was kind of born out of that, and just thinking like, but then also building on something that was very personal, which was going back to the story we just talked about, and just wanting to connect to other Black fans, wanting to connect to other Black players, in and around the area, and really, so it was kind of those two things: a very kind of personal connection, a very personal story, and then another piece of wanting to be something part of this larger community.
And so, having this new idea, and you come to build Comets SC. Actually, get to talk to him. Oh wait, what? Is there a specific goal that you're trying to reach with the movement that you're trying to start here within the LA Galaxy community?
I guess like more like, I guess to further the question is like, do you want to go as far as becoming a supporter group? Is it just like a club? Is it a way to welcome and open up, bring in Black Galaxy fans, into games? I guess that's what the question is.
Yeah. Well, mainly what's the goal for Comets SC this upcoming season, or what you have for the future?
Yeah, good question. When I started out, I wasn't sure, honestly, what the goal was, what my aspirations were. As I mentioned, like I knew that I really wanted to connect with other Black fans and just kind of bring us together more often. So the idea really was like, okay, well, can we do like viewing parties when there's away matches? Can we do other types of events? Can we partner with like Black businesses? And I think the more I kind of organized around that, people really reached out and they would say things like, oh, where are you guys sitting? Where are you guys at in the stadium? And they would have these ideas about like how that might look in having a presence in the stadium. And so I think my idea for it kind of evolved over time. So I think originally it was just like, it was really a club. It was like, hey, let's get together maybe on away days and go to a viewing party or go do this, and or we could even organize pickup matches. But I think now my aspirations have evolved to, well, what would have a unique sort of presence in the stadium? Stuff like AFCON, for instance, which you don't see a lot of. You don't see a lot of Africa Club matches or even matches in African tournaments outside of, the World Cup in 2010. But seeing what that kind of fan representation looks like. So then, my thought process started to change of like, well, what would that look like to kind of bring that in and combine that with what we already have, to bring in that kind of unique vision. So now we're just kind of trying to grow and see what the interest is. But yeah, I think long term it would be great to be an actual supporters group and kind of bring in a sort of unique way of support that will complement what we already have.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, hearing you say that is it's really inspiring, because I remember I'll bring up Atlanta United again. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I bring up Atlanta United again, and I know that they have a great support group over there, but one of the ones that really stands out is Goody Mob. Obviously, it is Goody Mob, but they've encouraged a lot of Black fans to show up to the games and support the team. And Atlanta United has gotten a lot of love and support from the Black community in Atlanta. They've been totally embraced, and you can see it because you go to they show videos, right, where they go to the Black neighborhoods, and there's murals with the players there, and that's how you know you made it in the Black community, right?
Yeah.
You got a mural up on the wall next to a barber shop. You're done, man. You're set. So
Right.
yeah, I would love to see murals of Galaxy players across Black neighborhoods in LA. And man, I just when I heard about what you were putting together, I was like, this is awesome. I saw what it did in Atlanta, and I'm sure there's other groups across the league. I know we mentioned before he came out our good friend Musa, who died in St. Louis. People like that, that bring that different perspective, right, into the Major League Soccer, because it's like a conversation, right? We're all sitting around having this conversation, and everybody brings something different to the table, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. That's really the joy of the game, right? That you can watch certain players and like, oh, that guy's Brazilian. He has that Brazilian flair. Oh, he has that Argentine flair. And every culture kind of has that. And that's what's beautiful about this game specifically, is you can play it so many ways, and so many cultures do. And yeah, even watching Asian Cup and stuff like that, like it really opens your eyes to what these different cultures bring, that maybe don't always get the limelight in that. So that's that's something that we're trying to look at, so it's built in something very earnest, which is just connecting, in places like Atlanta and that those are very like predominantly Black areas, whereas like for Black communities, it's a kind of like pockets. So you really have to you kind of focus on bringing people because like without maybe Lakewood area and stuff like that. So it's in Carson area, Compton. So it's like, well, how can I kind of bring all these folks together and find, it's a niche, right? So how can I find the folks that are interested and kind of bring them together more often and for different kind of events. So that's where we're focused now. But yeah, the long-term goal is like how might this show up in the stadium someday?
That's beautiful. In particular, this sport, it brings so many communities together, and the fact that we're able to have these type of circles within MLS communities and their own respective teams have their own little circles like that. I think it grows the sport as well. As much as we love MLS, I think everybody wants to see the sport grow, and if there's more people involved from every facet and color skin in this country, then I mean, why not? I think it's always beautiful just to see the sport grow in this country, regardless. So with that's a very good look, especially for us, the LA Galaxy community. This is something new, and from our side, we're embracing it because it's something we want to see it too.
Yeah, and I got a question. And
thanks, man. I appreciate that.
If you can't answer it, or if you don't want to answer it, it's cool. But the work you're doing it's awesome. It's amazing. I can't recall the Galaxy ever doing anything like that. Not for the Black community, not for the Latino community either. To be quite honest, have you been in contact with the Galaxy? Have you tried? Have they reached out to you, maybe to help you with this ongoing project that you're working on? No, he can't talk about it. He froze.
Oh no,
He
the
pleads-
Galaxy frozen.
nope. Plead the fifth.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes.
No, am I frozen? Oh no.
Yeah.
Am I back? Am I good?
The Galaxy's listening. They don't want you to tell us.
Oh no.
It's the ghost of Chris Klein.
Damn it, Chris Klein. He's on to us.
I realize he goes
Chris
crazy when
Klein.
I tell
All right,
him.
maybe. How about hear? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me at all?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Okay. I'll try to bring my camera
Oh no, he's still
Still
breaking.
back and see if that works. Hopefully that won't slow us down. Uh-oh. Okay, I'll leave my camera.
All right.
This is like today's game.
Camera off for a minute. Maybe that'll save a little bit of bandwidth. Yeah.
There it is. Think so?
Testing. Oh man, damn it, Galaxy. That's what you. Why gotta shut
Why
this
do you
down?
do this to us,
Just-
Galaxy? Preseason, and you do this to us.
Hello?
Hey,
There it is.
Oh,
Yeah, can you hear us?
we're good?
I think so.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Or not.
Darn it. What?
We thought we had it.
All right. Until
Hey, you know what, Matthew? We have another solution.
maybe a more stable.
We might have another solution. Edgar, I think he's just gonna reach out to you, or he tried reaching out to you. Maybe we can make this go a little smoother, minus the video, but at least we can finish up here. But yeah, so Edgar's gonna reach out to you right now.
In the meanwhile, we'll try to stall again.
Try to stall again.
Stalling part 2.
Another.
WrestleMania.
Okay.
No.
So
Oh, hey, you know what? I just want to know if Matthew will get to finish his story.
boo.
Damn it, Edgar. That was good, actually.
That was good. I booed him because he did a good one.
don't boo him. That was a good one.
Yeah, it was.
Good job, Edgar.
Good job, Edgar. I'm not even
Hey,
mad.
what jersey are you wearing actually right now?
This right here? This was a gift from a friend of mine who lives in Scotland. This is
Scotland?
Heart of
The Hearts.
Yeah. Scotland. Yeah, Heart of Midlothian from Edinburgh in Scotland. And he actually sent me two of these, and I really like it. I mean, it's a beautiful kit. And I've had it for 19 years now. So there you go.
Speaking of kits, we did I get your reaction to the new kit?
Oh, those are kind of things we should talk
I'm not
about
gonna-
before, so we can have
I'm not
an
going to
image.
officially react until I see the official unveiling. So I'm gonna reserve my full judgment.
All right.
Well, also
My first thoughts, I like it.
you do
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
a lot.
A lot, because the last two jerseys are ass.
Yeah, at least from the leaks.
The home ones.
Yeah, they have. You know what? I like the silver one.
I did too.
I liked it. I didn't like the.
You did?
I like the
You
silver
did too,
one. Yeah.
Chewy?
I liked
All right,
it.
wear it next time you're here.
Okay.
Fucking liars. Fucking
I have it. I bought it. I liked it.
All right,
And-
Matthew. Does it seem like nope?
Well,
Rifle,
this
get
new one, this new one too. I like it. It looks nice. It looks the same but different. So
All right.
it's inverted. It has a sash without having a sash.
Cool.
I think it's gonna be the kind of like the no facts, all feelings. It looks the same but different.
Yeah, I mean it has 4 holes, so
It
it's
does.
the same.
Two
but
arms,
different.
one head, and the body.
Torso. Yeah,
It
That
makes
is
sense though, because
we
it's-
have 2 arms.
It's like
one
I
head.
said on X, Twitter, or whatever. It's the reverse version of the 2014, and we are
2013.
the reverse of that. We're ass, and we used to be dope back then.
So the sash
by
is
the
gonna bring
way,
back wins. Is that what you're trying to
Matthew's
tell
going to be calling in, by the way.
There you go.
There it is.
Hey,
Yes.
fix my
Yeah.
friend, you jerk. There you go.
Going.
Let's get some wombas going.
So,
Chill.
no, but I mean, I like it. I think it's different. The different, but the same.
All right. Hold
it's
All right. Can you hear us? Hold on.
Hold on, Chewy's figuring out. I think we got Matthew back.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I'm putting you on the live.
Let's see.
Perfect.
What's up, Matthew? You there?
It's going. It's going.
Uh-oh.
It's going.
It's connecting.
Anyway,
I feel it connected.
Is it connected?
this is a very
Matthew, can you hear us?
I can hear everyone. Yeah.
There
Yeah. Okay, now we got
There
it.
you go.
You're with Art
All right.
LeBeau. Your sweetie song. What's your song?
Song
I don't know. I totally botched that one.
Our Laveau.
It's
Hey,
called
they used to
bro.
play, yeah, they used to have some
Come on.
dope ass jams. I remember that. We were discussing.
Hey, blink twice if you're in trouble, and you can't say Galaxy. That's why. 'Cause that's why it froze. That's what we left off.
No, it's all good. I mean, I assume it's all right if I mention it, but I won't name names, I guess. But I guess the person who is, like in charge of fan releases. Yeah. So yeah, and they've been pretty accommodating. Because I've reached out for questions, but they did actually proactive. Yeah, I can't fault them for that. And it's interesting because as a Black fan, I've seen the Galaxy try, and you guys probably relate to this, right? I've seen the Galaxy try to do things to maybe connect to the Black or connect to the Black fan, and it's not that it's, at least for what I've seen, it's not that it's the wrong thing to do all the time, but yeah, I see that they don't really have a grasp of where to go and how to move into that, which I think is hard when you're incorporating things. So it's been interesting kind of seeing. So I don't know how much legitimate interest there is there, but that's something that's interesting to me again, because we have natives right there, and our comp is right up to predominantly Black. So I think that there's some opportunity. So I don't know, and not that we formed out of that per se, but it's something that we think about. We do have concern. It's better to kind of raise those as, and then you have maybe a little bit more way to vocalize and say, hey, we are here, we are a community here. There's potential. Don't overlook that.
Yeah, I can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It just I'm trying real hard to hear what he's saying.
Yeah,
It sounds
it's
like
it's coming
he's
a
on the
little
moon or
choppy.
something. But man, I hear what you're saying, Matthew. I know that
Maybe if
uh,
I
a
get
lot of
embarrassingly close to my phone, will that help?
oh, what I was gonna say was like I know that for a lot of sports teams, just like a lot of corporations, they're trying very hard to um, embrace different cultures, different
It's
movements
still pretty
by
choppy.
yeah, still kind of choppy. And a lot of times I was saying a lot of times it feels like when it comes to
Is that
like
better?
Black History Month
There
or
we
other
go.
celebrations, it feels like kind of they're
All
like
right.
they're checking they're like
So I feel
checking
bad
things
because I
off,
like
right?
ranted like for a long time, but none of that was like legible. Like no one could make any heads or tails of it.
Do
No,
the
it sounds
rant
really good
again.
now, actually.
I'm down to hear the rant again.
You know what? Actually, yeah. One thing that I'm starting to realize, I don't think you can hear Edgar. Right? Edgar, say something?
You can't hear me. Oh no.
Oh no, I can't.
Yeah, I just realized that.
We'll keep you updated, Edgar.
Damn it. So
Such an
close.
awesome show, man. It's such an awesome show.
Edgar can hear him, but he cannot hear Edgar.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
this is the best we can do right now. So,
Hey,
Preseason
I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all.
so run that down one more time for us, please.
Yeah, if you don't mind, Matthew,
if you don't
do it.
mind.
Yeah,
Choppy.
yeah. No problem. So the short version is basically so someone did reach out. I think he's the fan relations person. I won't like throw their name out or anything, but yeah, they have reached out on multiple things. Like we're doing a van pool, and he reached out to just ask if we needed anything or if we could like if we we wanted to accommodate if he could accommodate us at the digs and stuff like that. So yeah, they've been pretty accommodating and inquisitive about kind of what we're trying to do. So that's kind of cool.
Did you have another? Because I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna do.
So come on, Brian. Great job.
Because we were trying to get everything going. So I don't know, dude.
Well, maybe you guys can relay this to him.
Edgar's saying something. I'll relay it to you right now, Matthew. Sorry, I'm trying
All
to
right.
make sure.
Yeah,
nobody talks.
I'll keep it short.
No
What I was
problem.
trying to say was, you see a lot of teams, sports teams, try to celebrate Black History or Hispanic History Month or Latino History Month, right? And it feels like they're just checking a box, and it doesn't feel legitimate because perhaps they're not taking somebody from the Black or Latino community to come in and ask them how to properly celebrate the culture. And maybe it's it wouldn't hurt to have somebody from a team go ahead and do that. What do you guys think? You guys can relay that for him?
So basically, Edgar is that a lot of teams around MLS try to cater to the Black and Latino community, but they don't seem to get the actual grasp of it since they're not really within the community. What do you think would be a good step for not just the LA Galaxy, but for teams around the league to maybe improve what they do for the Black and the Latino community, or just in general, people that may not be there as often, if that makes sense. Did I kind of say that right, Edgar? And did that kind of what you want to relay, that message?
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of.
I think that the thing I'm trying to say is that a lot
All
of
right,
times,
yeah, and from my thoughts,
Go
I think one of the benefits that I have is that I can move pretty freely within the community. Like I'm tapped into the community, so I think having folks like that within your organization, naturally that not only come from those communities, but they also have a connection to soccer, so they might understand how to work with the other orgs that are, working with soccer in those communities, whether they're coaches, youth coaches, things like that, people that that play, people that organize games, people that organize youth clinics and things like that. I would say that's a way to kind of build on that. I think one of the things you see in MLS right now is I think one thing that'll be a differentiator, and it's funny because the big talk is all about spending and like spending on players. I think the real differentiator soon will be like front office spending. And I feel like a lot of front offices, and I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody, but like I feel like a lot of front offices probably wouldn't spend on that person, right? Or to have several people, right? Like maybe you'd have someone that reaches out to the Asian American community, you have someone that reaches out to the African American community, and so I think there's probably a real benefit to that, and I don't know that a lot of MLS front offices maybe. And we know a lot of front office skimp on a lot of things, right? But I don't know that they're in a position right now where they would really see the value of that. I'm not saying it's not there, but I see that maybe they're not seeing that. But that would be the approach that I would have, is people have the knowledge. Like I always say, even with the advent of the internet, and soccer is a great example of this. Like you can't just Google your way to being a good footballer or learning about the match. Like you have to see lots and lots of matches or whatever to learn the game. And I think it's the same way with like really making a connection to communities. You can't really sit in an office and kind of Google your way to that. You really have to have people that understand how to interact with these folks, where to kind of meet them at their level to talk about some of these things. Not every Latino person is into soccer, so go to where, this was not enough to just know Latinos, for instance. You have to know maybe how they feel about the game, how they connect to it, where do they go to play in their free time, those kind of things. So it's, So yeah, I think there's a nuance there that could be gained, but you kind of have to bring that expertise in,
Go ahead.
Me? What am I doing?
Oh, I don't know. You said, I don't know if we could have Edgar call instead to have him on three-way, but because we want to get into the game now. I know you only got to see half of the game, Matthew.
Yeah.
So you want to get into the game, but since you can't hear Edgar's rants, we're gonna see if we can have him call, and maybe we do questions in the meanwhile.
Yeah, Edgar, go ahead.
Sure.
Call in. I'll
Call
put you guys
Chewy.
on three-way, and then I'll mute you on the stream.
But people can see you.
But yeah, they can see you. They can see you talking, and the voice will still come through, but through the phone.
Never question if this is live.
Well, I appreciate you guys being so accommodating.
Well, we wanted to get a good show, but
it happens. These
we
things
mentioned the
happen.
Galaxy, and then everything just fucks up.
Yeah,
That's how it is, right?
you know what though? This is very like it takes me back, right? We were in Chewy's little apartment, sitting next to a sliding door.
Yep.
Shooting the original shows, where we did not know how to work this. So
And then the neighbors, you can hear them in the background.
yeah,
Hey, shut the fuck up. And we're like, no.
Covering the mirror.
nobody
to my
cares
closet.
about your Cardinalfos. and stuff.
That was when Colonel Nopal was around. Fuck that. Nah, just playing. It wasn't his fault. Let's get to some questions, though.
All right, let's do it.
We're going to do last week's questions since we weren't able to answer those. And we'll start with Logan Jones. Thoughts on Pooj changing his number to the 10? Do you guys think he can live what it was?
Live up to what it was.
Live up to it, I guess that's what he meant. So it wasn't keep on nagging on the back of that jersey, if you guys didn't catch that. It says Ricky Pooj. I think we missed the mark. Eddie,
Me?
is he a number 10?
No,
I think not.
no. He's not a number 10 at all. He will not. Oh shit! All right, he will not live up to the. He will not live up to the 10 because he's not a 10. I guess
Yeah.
that's,
Hold on.
That's the simplest way to answer that, right?
Is he deserving of that
All right,
number,
hold,
though?
hold on.
Is he deserving?
Let me see if,
I mean, at
if
the end
this
of the
works.
day, it is just a number. But
Yeah, Eddie.
what's up?
Hold on. Let me make sure this works.
hold on.
I haven't done
I
a
wanna say
three-way
something.
call
Fuck.
since I was like in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Matt, are you there?
I'm here. Yep.
Edgar?
Yes.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we found a solution, baby.
Yeah.
Let's
Technology, baby. Let's go.
That was like the Apollo 13 mission right there. Like, the amount of ingenuity I just saw pulled off.
Hey, just like Apollo 13, at the end of the day, we're making it home, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Like the Martian.
Let's engineer the shit out of it.
Hi, Edgar. This is Matthew.
Sir.
Matthew, this is Edgar.
Hi. Yeah, you can still see me moving my lips on the camera. If you
Yeah,
stand
right?
there.
Can you? I wouldn't know.
Technology, crazy, bro. So, well, I guess we can finish up those questions. So, I guess agree he's not a number 10. I mean, deserving at the end of the day is just a number. So,
Yeah.
it's I guess it's up to you to decide where you think he quote unquote deserves it or not. But
That just tells me that the other Galaxy is not going to go out and grab a natural number 10.
no Mukhtar.
Damn it. Either way, what you think, Matthew? Him changing his number to the 10.
You know, it's so funny because literally when every time Bryant says that Pooj is not a 10, I scream at my stereo. Whatever I'm playing the podcast on, because I totally agree, and I feel like we've needed that player for a long time, and especially if you're not getting another striker. And I think you said this too, Brian. Like if you have that player that's like a Giovinco or Mukhtar who can add like 10 and 10 and still, they're a finisher in the final third, but they also take players on. I think you do need that, and that's not exactly Pooj. So we'll see. I think Peck kind of can play as an attacking mid, kind of in the channels and that. But yeah, I think like if I had my way, I would probably get like a traditional 10 type player and add him, and he can operate from the wing. Like it doesn't have to be in the middle, but he could be on that other wing over there.
Yeah, I think that position of the 10, and I think I seen this some IG reel on how the position of the number 10 has
Changed.
Yeah, it's changed, and it's kind of non-existent anymore. Like you don't have no more Zidanes.
Well,
you don't have.
Pooj is neither that 10 or the present 10.
No
so.
way. But either way, yeah. The number 10, I think, is still a very valuable piece to the game of football. It would just have to be now a hybrid of what a 10 and whatever else, the game needs. But yeah, Pooj is not a 10. So anyway, now that we got everybody on here with no interruptions and hopefully no technical.
Was the last question for last week?
You want to do the questions for last week first?
We'll
All
finish.
right.
You're just gonna give one person. Like, all right, from for you guys.
From 310 CLOS, close. Miami Mall Alien. It was Cosmo. Keep on nagging.
I think Cosmo's. I mean, no offense, Cosmo's a little shorter than that.
Yeah, Cosmo's pretty short.
And last one from last week, from Messi_dangerous. Galaxy is 5 games in, only 2 points.
6. Oh wait. Sorry.
Well, this is just a hypothetical.
Yeah, I don't know.
5
like,
games in, only 2 points. Do you risk the season with Vanny? Nope. I've been very vocal that I don't think Vanny should be coaching this team at all. But it's what we got. And I don't think 5 games into it with 2 points.
5 games, 2 points.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter though because the scapegoat's already there. Pooj didn't play today. Brugman didn't play today. Casares didn't play today. Neil didn't play today. Dejan didn't play today.
Peck.
So
No new deep
Chicharito's
people.
Peck's gonna come in late. Whoever next is coming in late. So 5 games, 2 points. The scapegoat's already there as far as like, oh well,
Ramos didn't play today.
I'm just getting my players in now. So,
Yeah. And well, we're gonna have to go through another quote unquote be patient year. So sucks to suck. Matthew, what do you think? 5 games in, 2 points. Does Vanny keep his job?
Oh man, it probably depends. And it's funny, like Eddie was saying. I think it's like you're already seeing, like hearing that like Dejan's not available. Like you already start to have flashbacks of 2023. And that's what they harped on, right? Is like having these guys available. And I think for me, even, which is why I had a bigger problem with Vanny being a GM, is even if he gets the game day tactics right, and we know he like messes that up too. It's like the ability to plan. Like everyone can kind of see that, like starting, like putting everything on Dejan is a pretty big risk. Not only if he gets injured, one of the guys you brought in to support him could get injured. Then he's like back to square one or things like that. So I think like a great coach always has like a contingency plan. And the same thing too is like when your best players aren't available, can you play? Can you muster up a chance to win? And that's a big thing that you see as well, I think, with Vanny. So I think like I don't think I'm as anti-Vanny as some of you guys are, but I think those are his biggest challenges. Is like it's like maybe there's some reality where he can pull off this, and you see it in fits and starts, like this really, really finesse type style of play where we possess the ball and the other team gets no chances in that. You see it occasionally. But like, if you can't pull that off, do we have a contingency plan? It seems like we don't. So I guess that would be my point. Is like, I guess it depends. Like, 2 points in 5 games is pretty pathetic. But I guess it would be like especially how it looked like we were losing, like But if it's a lot of the same, where we're like dominating possession, because what happens, right? We dominate possession, and then they hit us, and then we just start getting really good all of a sudden, and we play to like 3 to 4, or like 4 to 4 or something like that. So yeah, it's. But I can't see him if results are that bad that he could stay, right?
Of course
Yeah,
not.
and-
What is that? Two ties out of
yeah,
Oh,
5
man.
games. Now before Edgar goes, let's paint him a picture. 5 games, right? So here what those first 5 games are.
Miami's an L.
Hey, fool, hold on.
Oh, sorry, spoiler alert.
God damn. That's not what I was gonna do.
Oh,
So these are the first 5 games. Miami at home, San Jose away, Nashville away, St. Louis at home, and Sporting away.
oh, no 2 points. What do you mean?
0 points.
0 points.
Man, 2 points would actually be kind of nice now that we
Yeah,
look
so
at
he
it.
does keep his job. What do you mean?
Give him an extension if he gets those 2 points.
Edgar, 5 games, 2 points.
I still think you give them to the middle of the season. That's what I mentioned last time. Obviously, every year is something's happened that affected the way we view Vanny. I mean, he came in here and I was like, oh, Greg the Builder, it's Renaissance for the club. And it coincided with the launch of the community kit, so there's a lot of good vibes going into that. But then the whole thing with client surfaced, and then we actually had the pandemic, injuries. So every year there's been something, right? So now his only focus is on coaching and making sure that the players that Kuntz is getting for him all are on the same page and they can produce. So this is it. This has to be the last chance for him. I don't know about 2 points in 5 games. I mean, that's pretty dreary. San Jose, they just lost Kate Cow. St. Louis might not have that hot start they did last year. Miami might come in like all beat up from their trip and tired, and so I mean, I don't think you should look at it as like, it's going to be really bad. I think Galaxy is going to come together okay. It's just a question of making sure that everybody gets enough time to get acclimated, especially the new guys like Beck and whoever else is going to come in, whether it's Peyton or Sosa or some other weird, name that might show up out of nowhere. Just making sure all these guys get together and they get used to it together. But you got to also remember that the other clubs are going through the same thing. It's just, for us, it seems like almost a panic mode because we see things through our point of view, like our point of view only. But then if you talk to the other supporters, the other podcasters that we talk to, they're going through things in their own way, and everybody's in the same boat, man. It just feels like you're the only one going through it. So I think there shouldn't be any kind of anxiety right now. Just hang on and wait. And now, if there's no results after midway through the season, then get rid of him, and that's that.
Yeah, I think you're giving them too much leeway for him to, because we're already seeing 4 seasons of nothing, basically 3 seasons of nothing. We missed the playoffs. We made the playoffs once, and that's kind of it. I understand that last season we were, we had a lot of injuries, and that does play a big part into what Vanny wants to do, especially when he has a certain offensive system that he wants to run, and he doesn't have the players. I mean, it's tough. Even then, these last 3 seasons, there's a lot of times he got outcoached, and maybe he outcoached himself by not making timely substitutions or whatever it was. And usually we call him out on that on this show. So 5 games, 2 points. I mean, that's tough. But
Well,
let's see what we
pointed out
got.
something.
Let's see
You
what we
got
got by
it,
the
right?
beginning of the
Fun, right?
season.
Well, you pointed something out, right? Something that I brought up several times before, and that is that Vanny has a penchant for getting into his own head, and sometimes he outcoaches himself. And then you're like, okay, you give him the benefit of the doubt on things, and then during a press conference or media roundup, he'll say something where he puts his foot in his mouth, and you're like, what the hell did you just say? And that's just Vanny, and it's funny because you want to like the guy, but then he says things and does things, and there's weird substitutions from time to time, and then you just wonder, like, what's going on in his mind? So hopefully he comes in with a focus, just making sure the guys are ready, and we see less of that, because I feel like maybe in the past he had too many other things on his mind.
And actually, you know what? This is a good transition, right? Let's see what Vanny's got. Let's see what he's going to bring to us this season. Well, why don't we talk about the first taste we got today?
Yeah. Your LA Galaxy took on the St. Louis City Soccer Club. Is it a soccer club or FC?
SC, Soccer Club.
Soccer club.
Soccer club, yeah.
And they took on them at 1 p.m. at Dignity Health Sports Park. And the lineup goes as follow. At goal, number 1, Jonathan Bond. You had your
Hey, come on. Respect. Jonathan, Spirit Airlines Bond.
Spirit Airlines Bond. Stupid. Your center back pairing was Maya Yoshida and Chris Mavinga. Out left, you had Julian Alde. Out right, you had Yamane. Is it Yamane or Yamane? I don't know. In the middle, you had
It's
Edwin
Miki
Cerillo.
Yamane.
You had Mark Delgado. And making his LA Galaxy debut for the first time ever, Tucker Lepley. A surprising start by the young man. Up top, of course, you had Fagundes Cuevas, surprisingly. And then your lone striker, Miguel Berry. All right, guys. It seems to me that the back line, with the exception of Mavinga, are going to be the starters moving forward. How did you guys feel about this lineup and the players that they actually presented in this particular match?
Eddie,
Well-
before you go, remember this one thing, Eddie. Remember what I told you with Tyler from Atlanta told me about Miguel Berry, how even he can outrun him? What did we see?
Oh,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Eddie.
Well, I guess the first thing is the formation, right? Nothing's changed. Here we're gonna, Vanny's gonna live and die by that formation. The lineup, I mean, the personnel is just, I think it's just what we have, right? Obviously, there was a surprise with the, I forgot his name right now. What was his name? Number 43.
Lepley.
What?
Tucker Lepley.
Tucker Lepley.
Lepley, which actually was a pleasant surprise, right? And we'll get into that a little more in a bit. But the back line is still a big concern, in my opinion. We can still we can start getting into it if you guys are
Yeah, go for it.
up for it. Edgar, I'm gonna stick with this, and you were there. I don't know how close attention you paid, and this is gonna be harsh critique, but I think Yoshida's still not it. I can't sit here and tell you that Yoshida was that much better than Mavinga today. I could even argue that. Again, I'm not saying he's like Mavinga's better or way better or anything like that, but I could even argue that Mavinga had a couple bigger plays than Yoshida did today. So I'm still worried about that back line. Because Alde did okay, but after Yamame, you know, who's next? Cuevas, who's still young and learning. The middle we can't really talk about because
We didn't have our guys.
we didn't have our guys. Like literally none of them except Fagundes, and Fagundes
Delgado.
was making some good runs, but damn it, what's that guy's name again?
Lepley?
Lepley was all over the place because even Edgar at some point was like, damn, Fagundes is the only guy working. Like, that's not Fagundes, dude.
That's the wrong blonde guy.
'cause,
Bro.
yeah, he's right there. He's like, no, Fagundes is over there. Right, Edgar?
Yeah, I mean, we all know Fagundes likes to do that with his hair, but this guy, we couldn't really tell. I was like, look at him running around. Oh, that's not Fagundes? Oh, my bad. And then I remember this is the kid that Galaxy drafted. He's originally from Charlotte, North Carolina, but he went to UCLA. So yeah, he's I guess you could say he's a local guy, because he's went to school here. So man, God, this guy, he was like he came out to show out. So good for him, man.
Yeah. Matthew, what did you think about this lineup once you saw it?
Yeah, I think it wasn't too surprising. I think the main thing is, as I alluded to before, is like we're still like dealing with injuries. It just seems like a perpetual issue. And again, what's frustrating is, and maybe it's unfair, but it's like what's frustrating is you don't really have an answer if those key players are gone. But yeah, I also have the same thoughts with the back line. Like I feel like, and I've heard you guys say it on the show before, like I feel like almost everyone in the back line's imperfect. They're either like too old or too young. Kind of like you don't have anyone that's just like a solid dude in the back line. I think Casillas was closest to that. So I think, and again, I'm not saying they can't be that, but like I haven't really been convinced by anyone. I think Yamane, again, he looks like he has credentials. I thought he was good in this match as well. But yeah, that's one thing that I agree with is the back line. I don't have a ton of confidence setting in, but hope they prove me wrong.
Edgar, you were there at the match. What are some things
Yes,
that what are some things that, because we're gonna obviously pick out the negative of this match and the lack of defense, but what are some positive things that you actually saw during this match? Well, during the first half where most of the players that started actually played.
Well, first of all, just let's not lose sight that this is the first preseason game that we get to see in person. So, that the team's still coming together. So this is a dress rehearsal for a dress rehearsal, I guess you could say. So people are still learning, people are shaking off rust. You guys mentioned Maya Yoshida. I still have faith in him. I just feel like, he's, these guys are coming off, they haven't played since October, November?
Mm-hmm.
So, give him a little bit, trying to shake some of that rust off. I know, God, if I would go out there and play, I'd probably fall apart in like 5 minutes, I need to really stretch out and get ready. And these guys are professionals, so I'm sure that by the time the regular season starts, they'll be ready to go. As far as positives are concerned, you can see that there's a lot of guys that are hungry to show Banny that maybe they deserve a spot with the team, whether maybe not necessarily a starting lineup, but at least a roster. And I know at one point Eddie said, "Hey, this Lepley kid, he might end up, with Galaxy too." And I was like, you know what? It wouldn't be too far to believe that maybe he might end up with the the senior squad. And even if he's just there to come in late in games or last few minutes or something, I wouldn't mind having him there because this kid has a lot of drive. And you have somebody like that on your roster, and you're a veteran or you're a player that you think you're established, you see this other guy come in and put in the work like he does, either you start to play better, or maybe at some point this kid's going to take over for you and take more minutes of you. So I think that's a positive. More than anything, I mean, just to look at the bigger picture, it just felt nice to be back at the stadium. I know people are saying it felt like a hangout. It just felt nice to be back there. And every year it's different, right? You go back and some days it's raining, sometimes it's not. Today was kind of weird, but it just felt nice to be back there and slowly get that feeling of going to match days again. Granted, they're not going to play another one here until the home opener, but it just felt nice to be back. Eddie, what do you think?
Positives. Remember.
It didn't rain.
No.
That was cool.
That's a good one.
Positive. Yamane. He deserves for us to pronounce his name right. Now that guy was
Yamane.
that guy. Just from the small sample size I got, I think he's the real deal. He looked pretty solid back there, and also coming out, he was pretty confident. He has some like little flair to him, which was cool too. So that'd be my main positive. Any other positives? Bond didn't make a mistake.
But I was still scared every time he had on his feet. I was, oh my God, he's gonna score on himself.
Hey, that other kid, that other goalie, I thought he was okay.
Sorry for cursing. Fuck that guy. Not till he plays an official match.
Not until he plays an official match
Oh,
does
true.
McCarthy get the love here.
Yeah.
True.
But Cuevas didn't look too bad, on that wing. I guess, obviously we're not going to rely on him to start or play that many minutes on that position, but I guess it's an option, that wing. Fagundes scored. I can't say he had the greatest game, but he scored, which is always good for someone's confidence.
Yeah. Well, some things that I got to see in the first half, I agree with you guys about the defense. Collectively, they looked horrendous. The only standout was Yamane. And you could tell he's just a veteran presence, that he knows how to play the game of football / soccer. And he will be a very nice addition to what we have in the back line. Now, it does depend if we could get Neil back. If we could get Neil back, I think we'll be all right. I've been very vocal as well that Neil is our best defender, and I'll stick with that. Alde, I don't know if we're going to need an upgrade at the left back. From now, it seems like he's the guy moving forward. But then again, Edgar mentioned it. It's preseason. We shouldn't. We should take whatever we saw today with a grain of salt. Some positives though. There was a couple instances in that first half where the LA Galaxy were able to touch out from the back one time. There was a couple times that they did that. Obviously, it didn't lead to anything, but the fact that they're able to get something like that going in preseason,
fucking toothless, bro. It's just,
I know,
just like
but
last
okay,
year.
so though that was a positive, I also heard Joe Tutino mention that this week is the week that they're gonna start training and for their offensive schemes. So I'm guessing they were just training to defend, and they still got scored on. So we'll see how that happens. Matthew, what are some positives and some negatives that you saw in this game?
Samaleta.
Yeah, I think he has nailed a couple of them. Fagundes getting a goal. He kind of like started the sequence too. I kind of root for Fagundes. I know a lot of people weren't like thrilled with him last year, which is understandable. I really hope he can have a big year this year. Again, we don't have like too many players that are like him, like are like real attacking mids. They have like a lot of vision. They can like play the right pass and that. So I hope he can come into his own and like surprise us by adding like some goals and assists. Being someone that's pretty reliable, like as a rotational type of like player that can post up on the wing. So I'm glad that he got that. Cuevas got the assist too. I thought was pretty good. Like I thought his decision making on that was like, I think he just hit it for like first time, like just like put it in. And again, I hope that like he got thrown into the deep end, right? But like I'm hoping that he's another player that can really surprise us and provide some utility this season. So that's something I'm looking forward to as like positives. I think he might surprise us as far as like, because I thought his, and again I only saw like most of the second half and the tail end of the first, but I thought his play was well, and I thought his decision making on the goal was pretty good. There was I think there's another play that developed where he kind of got out and didn't get the ball or something like that. So again, I'm hoping he's a guy that can really fill in for us and really, that'd be a nice surprise to just have that. As for negatives, from what I did see, I think the way we gave up the goal again, and I'll contrast this with a positive, which is that one thing you do see is like Banny's teams are well drilled, so he's working on something, right? And you can even see that, like, even with the young players coming in, the way they move the ball looks really nice at times, and then it's kind of undermined because we'll just make like a silly mistake in the back and give up a goal, and that's kind of the hallmark. That's what I was saying when you guys have like the hypothetical 5-game stretch. Like, it would be really frustrating to continue to see that all season, where you're playing this beautiful like free-flowing football, and then you just give up like a really silly mistake in the back. So that's my negative, is probably that. Again, just conceding late. Again, it's preseason and that, but these are things that you almost surely want to work on, right? After last season.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of disappointing to see that.
I mean, this team got scored on 56 goals last season. That's too many.
Right.
That's too many, especially if you want to come and compete for a playoff position, because we're not going to talk about titles. Let's be honest. This is not a title year, but it is a year for good, positive building, where if you can sneak into the playoffs or have a respectable position in the playoffs, I mean, that could just serve as a platform to maybe go for it next year. I think these preseason games are just to work those kinks out. And if this is what we look like right now, I think we do have a lot of work to do. Granted, we didn't have Poos, we didn't have Brugman, no Gabriel Peck, no Jovic, no Lewandowski. Spoiler alert. And so it was a match. I mean, they got to shake some of that rust off, so I'm good with all that.
I got more. I got another positive,
Yes.
and another, I guess, would be negative. They did a whole line change. You saw a lot of young players, and maybe we're nitpicking a bit, right? Because we spoke to Matt, who was talking about they're preparing for Champions League, so they're a little more ahead of us in their preseason. So, considering who we put on the field and how much time they've had together, a 2-1 loss, it's not the worst result against a team that ended up in first in the West last season. The young guys that came in when they did the line change didn't seem to be too shook. Definitely can't sit here and name everyone. And with that came some comic relief.
Yeah.
Coming in
At
with,
number...
that guy.
Let's put that graphic up.
Yeah, as you can see on the screen right now.
Look at old no-name.
Sauleta came in on that line change, and you may be noticing that is sweat. That is not a number on his back. No,
What happened?
I think even Cosmo had a number in his jersey.
I think it's 00.
Oh, there it is. Enhance.
Enhance.
Yeah, Sauleta didn't earn his number yet. Damn.
Why you gotta super zoom in on that?
Why not, dude? Just gotta make sure. He sweats weird. But that and another interesting thing that we saw at this game, I don't know if they showed this on TV. So as many of you may know, there is a strike going on, right, with the referees. So we got some scab referees, scabs. And MLS is introducing the VAR calls being announced.
Yeah, kind of like they do in the NBA.
Yeah, and the NFL.
And the
NBA
NFL.
does it too.
The
That's
NBA
right.
does it.
Yeah.
Not the NHL.
And, oh, damn. So we're the only sport that does it. All right. Every other sport except fucking soccer does it right now. We're going to do it here. The point is that we got our first taste of it today. And the guy was like nervous or something. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? He's like, so after checking VR, it stands. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And then we were talking and we're like, oh, these guys aren't really pros. He's probably like all fucking nervous.
Yeah, well,
Oh, it's not pro referee.
It's not right now, right?
They're on strike.
So it's not pro referee right now.
No.
Oh shit! They don't have the class to talk into the mic.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we don't either. We can't even get the audio going here correctly, but we do better.
Edgar, you were there. How did that call sound with the VAR call?
I was there.
He confirmed again. He was there.
I mean, he's still there.
I was there. Yeah, I'm still at the stadium. No, it just felt funny because the guy hesitated, and to me it sounded like, okay, why the drama, buddy? Because he's like, after further review, the call on the field, and everybody's like, yes. Fans. And I was like, really?
And then you got boos.
I mean,
Boo,
that's exactly what he
suck.
said, but that's the kind of pause. That's what you call a pregnant pause, right? You're like, what's going on? And then he drops it, and you're like, boo, after all that, boo.
Yeah,
words.
That's what he gets.
They need to bring some NFL refs to train them.
Nah, come on. Come on. So,
Wait, do they do hand gestures too, or no?
Just this one.
Oh, just the VAR one.
Oh, okay.
I have a question, by the way.
Yeah, go ahead, Edgar.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask Matthew this because we were talking about Black History Month, and I noticed that you announced that you had something, some exciting plans for Black History Month, and we wanted to know exactly if you could give us like a preview. I mean, or it's going to be a surprise, or is there anything that you could tell us?
Oh yeah, that's super cool if you guys for you to notice that. Yeah. I guess so yeah, so I'll talk a little bit about it. I don't know how much to reveal or not, but so mainly really when I started Comets and that it was really to do kind of stuff, fun stuff like this. It just kind of evolved out of it. But I've been partnering with some local artists to create some like custom player cards. So it's going to be kind of a cool way of highlighting some of the Black players throughout the Galaxy history. As we've talked about, there's a pretty, I'm pretty proud that there's been some Black players that have been pretty influential throughout the team, obviously starting with Kobe and others in that. So yeah, I'll start to share more news about it. I'm just starting to get some of the art back, which is really cool. Again, I worked with some artists I know here in LA, and I've worked with some folks that are just in like the soccer community that do art and that, people that I've kind of stumbled along to. So it should be really fun. So I'm really excited to kind of share more about that. So I'll keep some of it secret as far as like some of the who we've done cards for and that. And then we'll figure out how to kind of get them out to people and that. And I think we'll do a couple of waves. So they'll be kind of like real collector's items and that. So it should be a pretty fun thing, I think, to keep the community engaged, also kind of create some awareness.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, a lot of people love Kobe, but I'm really looking forward to the Ezra Hendrickson one.
Yeah.
My boy Ezra.
Is
I can confirm that Ezra is on the list.
Perfect. Yeah. Is Kobe Jones rendition that you have on your IG kind of a sneak preview to what the cards will look like?
Yeah, so each card will be different. But yeah, so because I'm working with different artists, as we do them, they'll kind of come in waves. Like I'll have a different series with different characters, different players, and certain players will get like really special ones, I think. So I'll figure out how to roll that out. So yeah, but that's a good idea. And so that is art for a card that you'll see eventually, a sneak preview of that. But yeah, they'll all be a little bit different depending on what kind of that artist style and kind of what they decide to bring to how they want to interpret that player.
Ooh, that's beautiful. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
Stupid ass.
Yeah, totally, man. That's what it's all. It's funny because I was gonna do like have like little powers on the back. You guys ever collected like the old school like X-Men cards?
Hell yeah, you should do that. That's amazing.
I might do it. I don't know. I have to
sick,
see.
yeah.
It might happen. So
that's super cool. I am gonna catch them all. You guys want to battle after? I got the exclusive Hendrick Ezra power level 1000.
And that's the idea, man. It's just supposed to be fun, celebrating the culture, but it's also something fun,
Yeah, hell yeah. I love that. Should we do some awards for the preseason?
Actually, we got a super chat.
Ah.
Tony Crespo. maybe related to Elvis Crespo? Ay.
Wait, what?
Tony Crespo related to Elvis Crespo? Question mark.
Question mark. Algo en tu cara me fascina. Algo en tu cara me da vida.
Será tu sonrisa. Será tu sonrisa.
That's some merengue.
That's what
for you guys.
199 gets you guys. He says,
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. Good way to enjoy the night.
Thank you. Cheers. Algo no. Should we give awards out for this preseason match?
Sure.
Let's start with the game is off.
So hold on, rundown. I know you said you've watched the show, Matthew, but the awards we give out here is your prestigious Next Standing Award, which is equivalent to your MVP. We give the Hartman Award, which is just an honorable mention, and the Geo Award, which is for Game is Off. Basically, your opposite of MVP of the night.
Cool.
Right?
So let's start with the Game is Off award, and we'll start
with the internet.
With
Oh, totally, man.
Net Zero needs to step it up. The Game is Off award. Let's start with Matthew. Whose game was off today, sir?
Oh man, it's tough because I saw like the second half.
Just say something like that. Easy.
I didn't think of you guys when I saw the whole jersey thing. It sounds like people weren't that impressed with Yoshida. I'll throw him under the bus.
There it is. Yeah,
that's fair.
Would you agree, Eddie?
Miguel Berry, I guess. My first look, I was very underwhelmed.
You got beef with strikers, dog.
Eddie hates all the strikers.
Yeah, because you know what?
Not named Josie Altidore.
I see the Miguel Berries. I see the Cabrals. I see
the McBeans.
Zubac. I see the Zubacs, and I'm like, fuck! I should have tried. there was hope. Prior to injuries, there was hope. Whatever.
Edgar.
And then I see Vanny coach now. I'm like, fuck! There's still hope.
Edgar, your game is off.
I mean, I could also say Miguel Berry, because I mean our buddy Tyler Pilgrim from Scarves and Spikes in Atlanta, he warned us. He's like, he's not the fastest guy. I could outrun him, and yeah, I was joking with Eddie about that, and like almost immediately we saw a play where some dude outran him, like the ball got put into space, and Miguel Berry ran after it, and like three defenders like beat him to the ball. We're like, damn.
I was like squinting my eyes. It's like, is he running backwards? Why is he going so slow?
It was like he fell into a black hole. He just kind of froze, no, I'm gonna keep it real, man. Those referees, those refs, man, they get the game is off because I mean, do they even have a game? I mean, I don't know.
They did not. Well, they did something on the VAR call. What it say?
Yeah, so they did influence the game, so their game is off. Because if Joe Totino says, he was offside, I believe Joe.
That's a good call.
We should make shirts. Believe Joe. No, wait, we can't do that one. I don't think we can do that.
No, you could do like Bo knows. You could say, Joe knows.
Oh, you guys are so, dude. It's right in front of you. Totino's. Joe Totino's. It's right there. I sat here, and then as soon as you said it, it was already there. I'm like, come on, Brian. I know you're witty too.
We gotta hit him up for that.
Joe Totino's.
And his face in the background.
No, just Totino's. That's good.
Copyright.
good.
Nobody can take it.
I might end up giving it to Alde because it seemed that Fagundes was down there trying to defend a lot while Alde was just up there, I don't know, doing
Peso Pluma stuff.
All right, well, let's go to you've got Hartman honorable mention. Let's start with Matthew again. I know you saw the second half. There has to be a honorable mention of a player in that second half. Who do you got?
Probably Lepley from what I saw. I did catch part of the first, and I had the same takeaways as everyone else. It was kind of one of those, like, when I saw the lineup, I was like, oh, you know, it's kind of disappointed. But then, you know, it's funny when a player just continually stands out to you and you keep calling him out. And I would get him confused with, like, Fagundes, I think, because they have, like, the same hairstyle or something. They both are, like, look like Cisco. So I was like, so I would think, like, that was, like, a dope move. Like, and I would expect, like, Fagundes to do that. And I was like, oh, it's not him. He's over here. So, yeah, for me, it's probably Lepley. I think he had, like, a pretty nice performance.
Diego Thong Song Fagundes.
Oh, fool.
A ver. Say it.
No, nothing. I have nothing. I was gonna say, yeah, same guy. I got nothing.
Edgar, who's your honorable mention?
Lepley.
My honorable mention is Eddie's hair, man.
Eddie's hair was the honorable mention?
Yeah, hell yeah. Check out his hair. Eddie, show us your hair, man.
What's wrong with my hair?
Look at this.
He has a.
No, it's subconscious.
Look at that.
What?
Damn, look at that.
Dude, look at that glorious haircut. Look at that, man. Oh.
Tell them who fucked up your fade. It was me.
I have this blind friend that I felt bad for.
So,
he has
up,
a dream of being a barber or a referee.
You're gonna do the Lepley hair, Eddie?
The what?
You're gonna go with the Lepley hair?
No, that's me.
No, fool. I already told you guys.
I will mention.
I'm gonna
I
do.
guess I'll give it to Fagundes because he scored the goal.
That's not bad.
I'm actually gonna go with the same.
Fagundes or Fagundes 2?
Diego Thong Song Fagundes gets my honorable mention.
Wait, Tansang Fagundes is Lepley.
Yeah.
No.
He had full blonde. Fagundes only has the top. Yeah. Cisco used to do full silver. Brian, please try to keep up.
I'm not old like you, fool. Sorry.
You're older.
God damn.
I'm not a grandpa, right?
You're so old you forgot that you're older.
Oh, yeah. Well, Fagundes gets my honorable mention, so fuck you. How about that? And now for the prestige.
Oh, shit.
Prestigious award of the next standing player of the match. Matthew, we go with you once again. Player of the match. The next standing player of preseason game 1.
I guess I'll go with that's a tough one. From what I saw, I'll go with Fagundes again.
Fagundes.
He's got his goal. I think he's hopefully he's like settling in, and they're saying he'd like just moving to his house or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I hope for big things for him this year. So hopefully, I'll give him an award. Hopefully, it springs him on to greater horizons. But no, I root for the guy. So it's nice to see him get the goal. Hopefully, he can build on that certainly this year. So I'll give it to Fagundes.
Who you got, Eddie?
You guys, check it out. You guys want to see us lose some viewers?
Go for it.
You guys ready for this? I'm going to give it to him. It's preseason. We give him a lot of shit. I'm going to give it to Mavinga. Because there's one particular tackle where he catches up to the play and he makes that last second slide. You remember it? Yeah, right in front of goal.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit besides the goal from Fagundes to go by. Because, there wasn't much. So, Mavinga.
Hope you enjoy it, fool.
I know. Mavinga, you're welcome. This is probably like your biggest accomplishment as a Galaxy player.
No, I thought you were going to give it to Samaleta. No number Samaleta.
Samaleta, the balls to come out without a number in your jersey, bro. You get that award.
See, that's how we know they're not pro referees.
Yeah, that's what he deserves.
Because they didn't give him shit for coming in without a number.
This is how we know they're not pro referees. There's no number. It's fine.
You think there was like an AY Soul type situation, given that Vanny is his uncle, that maybe like Sabaleta's parents came all mad because like Sabaleta wasn't gonna play, and they're like, ¿Cómo que no va a jugar mi hijo? What do you mean my kid's not gonna play? And they're like, fuck. They just grabbed a black jersey, like, get in there.
Latino fans, bro. Eric. Latino fans, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, tú eres el jefe, mijo. Le tienes que dar trabajo. Yeah. He has to work, mijo.
Edgar, who was your next standing?
Next standing player for me was Tucker Lepley. And who knows when's the last time? I mean, who knows when the next time we might say that? This might be the last time that Tucker Limpy will ever be an Outstanding Player award. But hopefully we get to see more of him in the season. Maybe there an Open Cup match if the Galaxy plays those anymore. But I hope we see more of him, and I hope he brings it. Right? Yeah, no, yeah, he came from the Super Draft. Like I said, he was
Super Draft.
He played at UCLA.
No, but what I'm saying is,
we get to see more of him.
When was the last time Galaxy kept a Super Draft player?
Ooh, that's a good trivia question.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not even because you said, we might see him at an Open Cup or something. But when was the last time Galaxy actually kept one?
Yeah,
that's the thing. He depending how he does on Coachella, he could be one of the few.
I'm going on a limb, and we can fact check this later, because I'm trying to remember the last draft player that we saw. Super draft. I apologize.
I think it's Omar and Janine, and not Janine. Omar and
no.
And Lagarza.
Wasn't like Magneto after that?
Abuela?
Who?
Ignacio Magneto.
Ignacio Magneto.
Magneto. Magneto.
Whatever. Well, you guys remember because we signed like Magneto and we signed like Wolverton at the same time. So I was like, what are we doing? Are we building the X-Men over here?
Oh my God.
Where's my W-2, Charles? Next standing player, I'm agree with Edgar. And dude, if he keeps playing like this, he will have a spot in this roster. We have Leafs Cup, we have Open Cup. Oh wait, do we still have Open Cup?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, good call, Logan Jones. Cuello. That's the last draft player.
The Argentine, the lefty.
Super draft.
Super draft.
Wait, but did Cuello come from Super Draft, or did he come from Super Draft from somebody else?
Cuello?
Direct Super Draft?
Yeah. I want to say that's accurate.
We kept the first season.
Maybe.
I mean, but that's still a season.
Anyway, let's get to these questions.
Good old Nick.
Let's get to these questions. From Logan Jones.
There's questions?
He should have gone to the NFL and be a kicker.
All right, we're going to go with these questions and we're going to wrap it up because we've been going on for a while.
Yeah.
And we appreciate Matthew sticking through this.
Yeah, no.
Sloppy.
Thank you once again.
We made it work. We're almost there.
Almost there.
I appreciate you guys.
Logan Jones, number 87 is a beast. The small guy. I'm guessing that was Lapley?
Nope. Lapley was 43. I don't
Who's
know
87?
87 is a good number. It's a good year.
We will take your word for it.
If you have wine that's 87, keep it.
He also says, damn, even Vanny can't get his nephew a jersey number.
I want to be number 10. No.
310 CLOS. The kids actually played better in the second half, but Yoshida looked disappointed at the end of the first half. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, he should be.
Should be. He's not great.
God said this is better.
Any more FO signings with Karofsky gone? Hopefully.
I mean, yeah. I would think. I mean, maybe we won't get too much into it, but I think that Kuntz is not going to do it alone, and he has to build his own team in the front office as well, from besides the team on the field. So yeah, I would assume.
Yeah, and Kuntz doesn't really have the pull that Jovan has, to be honest.
Yeah,
I mean, but
it's not the same.
We weren't doing anything.
But
with
he could bring a guy.
Right. But it's not the same.
You need somebody. He needs
help. Not just one. Probably a group.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you guys. You think he'll sign? Like another like a technical director, someone like a Teclosa, something like that. I would
imagine he has to, because like.
Right. Yeah, I think so. Right.
Yeah, we're bringing him for, because of his resume. Right, his resume is most recently with the guys down the street, and he had a team over there. Right, he definitely didn't do it alone over there. He had like Thornton. Now he's the Thornton basically here. So he has to build his teams. He has to find his Will Kuntz to his Thornton.
Yeah.
So,
well, because from what we were told, he's more of the numbers guy. So with dealing with contracts and stuff. So yeah, I will guess you have to higher at the closer.
So he's like Jonah Hill, and he needs his Brad Pitt.
Yep. He needs a Brad Pitt. Don't we all? Through the moral lens.
You don't know that reference at all, do you?
Through the moral lens, he also
Baseball.
asks,
Fucking ignore me then.
with 3 goalies fighting for the starting spot, do we sell one or send
No, you need 3.
to G2? Yeah, I think so too.
Oh yeah, I mean one.
You
will
sent
be,
one to G2.
Yeah,
but
one will
you
be
need
up and
3.
down. But
Yeah.
Would it be Mikovic going up and down? I kind of want to see him in Coachella.
it'll be
start.
Mikovic.
Yeah, but I think Mikovic plays in Coachella.
Oh, really?
And-
He's not a headliner though.
No, but he's in the Little Prince.
Last question from R. Pedraza 83. Will Yamane Will Yamane be better than Caligari for us?
I hope so.
Yeah, we hope at this point, right?
We hope. Yeah, I guess we can only hope. Caligari was on his way up. That's what sucks. We never saw his final form, and unfortunately, that injury you never know if he's gonna hit that final form. But yeah, he was only improving by the day. So hopeful. I like what I saw today, but it's early to tell.
And that does it for the questions, gentlemen. Thank you to everybody that submitted questions, and thank you to everybody who stuck around through the technical difficulties, aka the Galaxy listening to us and trying to fucking disturb our
show.
our stream.
You can't
It's a
sign
conspiracy, man.
Yeah,
It is a
seriously.
conspiracy.
You guys are revealing too much. You're getting
Let's
too
even-
close to the truth.
Let's see if we can get MLS to shut us down. I got a question, Edgar. If you got one more minute, Edgar.
Sure. What's
Okay,
up?
cool. Ungalaxy related, right? We all saw, and because this upsets me, right? So this is why I wanted to bring it up. I want to see if I'm alone on this, and chat if you want to chime in as well. We all saw that. Sorry, I forget the name of the team. That Inter Miami went and played out against
Al
Saudi.
Nassr.
Al-Nassr and
What-
Al-Hilal.
What is it?
Al Nasser.
The Cristiano's team.
Yeah, Al-Nassr.
Yeah, Al
Al-Nassr.
Nasser.
Al-Nassr.
Al-Nassr.
You know,
Nassr.
and we all know the whole either MLS or Saudi League, right? Saudi Arabia League is like the destination for like these big name players now. And say what you want, it's there, right? The discussion is there. We see it online. We see it with Messi picking one and Cristiano picking the other. And MLS heads and everyone would like bury it and be like, oh, it's just a friendly, yada, yada. Nah, fuck that. That's, in my opinion, that shit was embarrassing. That sets our league back because one thing I look back at that sticks out to me forever, and it's even more insulting because it was in a movie, at least the beginning of the game, when the MLS send their all-stars to play Madrid in Madrid, and we got just embarrassed out there. I think we should be further along from that now, right? That game was 5-0 against a better team back then. This one was 6-0
Ugh.
against a team in the world's eyes we're competing against, and this was televised worldwide because it was on Apple TV. Sorry. Yes, friendly, but in a lot of people's eyes, even though they didn't really play, or Messi didn't really play and Cristiano didn't play, that was
More even.
that was Messi versus Ronaldo. That was the world watching MLS versus the Saudi Arabia League. So, yeah, that upset me. I don't know how you guys feel, and especially them trying to bury it and saying it's not as big a deal as it. Sorry, as we think it is.
You good, bro?
I think it's false. No.
Damn, the Saudis are trying to get you.
They're trying to get you now too, bro.
MLS
Damn.
is trying to get him sick, bro.
Yeah, MLS. See what happens? that was Apple. I don't use iPhones. I just talking about them televising the game. Damn it.
Damn.
All right, but yeah. Anybody? How do you guys feel about that?
Pick one.
I guess I'll go first. I think I'll just keep it simple.
Go for it.
I mean, obviously, we know it's a friendly, and we know that team is still coming together. But this is the only time they're going to play this game. They're not going to play it at the end of the season when all these guys, have played the entire season and have gotten used to each other and are probably playing their best football. And so the thing that's unfortunate for MLS is that, they play it at this time and place, and the optics. It's the optics, right? Look really bad because you're supposed to have one of the marquee teams in the league, and they go out there and just get completely humiliated, dismantled in front of the home audience. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. But I'd like to see that team come and play against one of the better MLS teams in the middle of the season and see how they do. And let's go.
What about you, Matthew? What you think of that demolishing that Miami FC took?
Yeah, it's funny on one hand because I'm like one of those fans that like hates every other team in the league. So like anything that bad that happens to them, like it's generally just great as far as I'm concerned. So in that sense, like it was kind of great. But yeah, like I think it's true what you're saying. Like there are like legit reasons. Like obviously, Miami's in preseason. They're traveling. You know, they're the ones that are away from home and that. But yeah, I think to get just like blown out, right, and to not even like be able to get a goal, and then like some of the goals they conceded, like the goal that was like half the field. So I think not only is the way you lose, because I think the first match wasn't that bad, like lose 4-3. Like again, you're in preseason, you're on the road in a hostile environment, and that potentially, but it's not a 4-3 is not terrible. You got some goals, you know, if you put up a fight, but I think just get totally blown out is not a good look, right? And I'm one of those people that puts like so little stock in such things. But yeah, to go out like that is pretty it's pretty bad.
Yeah, from my end, I was embarrassed. I've watched MLS since it started. Got really into it around 09 and 10, where I was actually paying attention to the whole league. And then now with the pod and everything, and with the guests that we have on from other teams, I pay attention even more. So it's kind of them. To me, it felt like Miami was representing where MLS is at now. And unfortunately, we took a very bad L against a team that did not have Cristiano. And we're using their farmers to play us. And, well, not us, but Miami, representing MLS. And, yeah, it's very embarrassing, to be honest. And, well, it is what it is.
And I want to make one thing clear. In case a Miami fan listens to this, it's not your team's fault. I don't think it's nothing I'm picking on the club, because I think the league set up the team to fail. Right? They all they see is dollar signs.
All this tour and everything that they're doing.
Like El Terrifico Radio. Shout out Mike Grace says here, preseason games are meaningless until you spend months marking them, which is exactly what happened. Right? So they knew this was happening months in advance, and they put miles on those legs, and I can only imagine what that does to the body, right? Traveling, especially like aging players like Luis Suarez and Busquets and Jordi Alba, you know, and the unexperienced roster they have, they set them up to fail, right? So that's my beef is with Apple, like it's always been. No, I'm just kidding. No, with the league, you know, and their quick cash grab and setting a league that I care about, setting them up to fail and be embarrassed.
Yeah.
No, and definitely Apple, we have no beef with you. If you wanna send us a bunch of Macs and a bunch of stuff to do this pod
and sponsor the show,
we will put a big old Apple.
If you want to sponsor the show,
we will put
send
Apple
it over,
all
dude.
over the place.
Yeah, we will, because I can easily flip those things and buy myself Samsung products.
Samsung, if you're
but
listening,
send them for sure.
Send them. I'm joking, of course.
Wink. Anyway, thank you to everybody who stuck around. Thank you to Matthew for joining us. I know we had a couple technical difficulties here, but you were able to get a full episode on with us, and we thank you once again for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me. I had a blast. Thanks again for sticking around, making it work. I love you guys.
We love you, man.
And the last thing from Matthew, anyone that wants to find you, find the group. I don't know if you're what they need to join the group, or if you want anybody, if you're okay with anybody reaching out to help, with your project or anything, where they can reach you, whether social media, email, whatever you want to give out.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, you can hit us up at Black Galaxy Fans on Instagram, same name on Twitter. And that's also the Gmail. So you can reach out there. We're trying to get a website up and running where we'll have a membership form you can fill out, and that we're going to try to get that up before the season starts. That's what we're working on, and the website for that will be also blackgalaxyfans.com. So yeah, hit us up there and reach out and say hi.
Perfect. Well, you can reach me.
Who asked?
What? You can reach me on Instagram as Bryant Nags. You can find me on X/Twitter as Bryant Nags, and I'm probably making a comeback for this this FIFA thing you guys have going on. You can find me that as Bryant Nags too. I might make a comeback. Where can they find you, Eddie?
Right next to
doesn't matter. Go for it.
You can find me right next to Bryant every Sunday getting bombed on. No, you can find me on all social media as Eddie Nags. But I want to repeat again, Comets SC, you can find them at Black Galaxy Fans. That's on Twitter, and that's also their Gmail. So Black Galaxy Fans at Black Galaxy Fans. Edgar.
And once again, Matthew, thank you for joining us. It's nice to meet different people from across our beautiful LA Galaxy family, and you're always welcome, on the show, and we look forward to seeing you at the stadium as well. Can you tell us where fans can find you before and during games?
Yeah, right now we've been doing tailgates in Lot 12. So you can always show up there. We'll hang out there. We've done kids kick arounds over there on the grass. So it's kind of on the northwestern side of the parking lot. And you come into the digs, and I'll be hanging out there. But yeah, check our socials. We'll always keep you up to date on where we are. And we're doing a van pool for the Coachella Valley Invitational, in fact, as well. We have a couple spots open. Again, we just have a small van, just a good way to meet some Galaxy fans. I can say that we have some folks from the Galaxy community. If you're really plugged in, you'll recognize some of those names. But yeah, come and join us if you want to drive down for that and see the Galaxy in preseason. Again, just hit me up on the socials. Just send me a DM if you're interested.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. And just real quick, my sign out. You guys can find me on Twitter, X, or on Instagram as Edgar Nags. Chewy?
You guys can find me as Chavez JA, Chavez Ha, on all my social media. Pretty easy, pretty simple.
And as usual, thank you, everybody. And that does it for us. From myself, Eddie, Chewy, Edgar, once again, thank you, Matthew. We are out of here. And as usual, keep on nagging.
You do that outro really slow. Keep on nagging.
Keep on nagging.
Keep on nagging.